The coast keeps its own council. It has seen circuses before, and it will see this one leave. 6 brothers work the shoreline towns, north, always north, 1 week ahead of the rumor that they are not very good. SKAT performs the old comedies. Plog escapes from chains, which is a considerable achievement for an animal with no wrists. Joff sees things that are not there. He has learned not to mention it before breakfast. Antonius practices in the mornings. He has always been better with his flippers than with his conscience. Death comes at low tide, as a professional courtesy. He has come for the circus. Antonius points out, reasonably, that the circus is already dying on its own schedule, and asks for a game first. Not chess. Chess, Antonius says, is for men with time to waste. He offers 3 cards instead. Death has played chess for centuries and lost exactly never. He has never played this. He agrees. The rules are explained once, and hurriedly, by the only party who intends to cheat. 41 hands. 41 queens found under the wrong shell. The tide erases the count each morning, Antonius keeps his own. A stay is granted, nightly, for as long as the game continues. Death is not accustomed to losing, and finds, to his surprise, that he does not entirely mind. Down the coast, JÖNS tells fortunes for coins. He does not believe in fortunes. This has never affected business. JÖNS has read 10,000 palms and found the same disappointment in all of them. Rovol throws his voice into a herring named Lilla Gunnar, who is, by most accounts, the more agreeable of the two. A tall patron in a heavy hood pays admission like anyone else. JÖNS performs the reading he always performs, "You will be disappointed, and then you will die." The crowd finds this bracing. He turns to the hooded patron out of habit, and reads something he has never read before. Eons of labor, JÖNS announces, without gratitude, without rest, and without, lately, feeling much of anything at all. He assumed he was describing the audience. The hooded patron makes a small, wet sound, and does not correct him. Lilla Gunnar, who has an opinion about everything, suggests a professional. Rovol, mortified, apologizes. Death, it turns out, is taking notes. There is, as it happens, a professional. He keeps an office some distance away, on the other side of an ocean he no longer discusses. East 84th Street. The brass plate is small and gives no indication of the clientele. Dry Vest Selkirk sees patients by appointment. He was, once, the 7th brother in a family act of 6. He does not raise this unprompted. Death takes the couch, as is customary, and begins, as is not, by apologizing for being early. He reports that the sand no longer holds his attention. Dr. Selkirk writes the word anhedonia, and underlines it, gently. Every day for longer than memory has been, professionally speaking, the same day. Dr. Selkirk knows the feeling. He does not say so. He describes himself as vast, eternal, necessary to all things. Dr. Selkirk notes that this is usually what loneliness sounds like when it is embarrassed. A call comes in during the session. He reschedules the death for Thursday, apologizes to the room, and continues. Dr. Selkirk's notes, that evening, patient presents as omnipotent, exhausted, and, underneath both, quite lonely. Prognosis withheld pending further sessions. The patient turns the question back on the doctor. 7 brothers, he observes. 6 on a stage. 1 in this room. Dr. Selkirk writes nothing down for a while. Word arrives that the stay is ending. It is, Dr. Selkirk notes, exactly on schedule. He swims the ocean he crossed once already, tide streaming behind him the entire way, because some habits outlast their usefulness. His brothers are waiting on the rocks at the old hour, as though he had only stepped out for the evening. There is cream. There is a herring, set aside, out of respect, for later. I shall remember this moment, Dr. Selkirk says, quite plainly, and means it without irony, which is the whole joke, and also not a joke at all. The last hand is played on the headland, in the failing light, the way all the others were. Death hesitates. He asks, in language he has recently acquired, how Antonius feels about endings. Antonius palms, this time, not the queen. The hourglass goes flipper to flipper down the line, the way the herring was once passed, the way everything here is eventually passed along. It goes out on the tide. No one hurries to retrieve it. There is, Dr. Selkirk insists, a proper way to end a course of treatment. Death agrees to the paperwork. His analyst has suggested, gently, that he has difficulty with loss, and has recommended a sabbatical. 6 seals and Death go along the ridge in what is, unmistakably, and against all professional decorum, a conga line. Below, on East 84th Street, the 7th brother opens a fresh notebook and begins the case study he will never be permitted to publish. Fin fin.